Well, we've made it through the book. Here we go, page 30, the last page of our review. So find the exact value of the indicated trig function. I'm given the sine, and that is my opposite over hypotenuse, or I could also say it is my y value over my radius. We know that those are both the same. The tangent is less than 0. So where is the tangent less than 0 and the sine is positive? So let's take a look at our different quadrants. Both values are positive here, sine and cosine. Over here, your cosine would be negative, your sine positive. Down here, negative and negative. So it can't be down here because my sine is positive. My last quadrant, I go over positive, down negative. My sine, nope, it cannot be down here. So now I've eliminated it to two quadrants. So where is my sine greater than 0? Sine would be greater than 0 in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. And where is my tangent less than 0? Tangent is going to be sine over cosine. So sine over cosine, my y value over my x value. So right in here in quadrant 2 is where my tangent would be less than 0 and my sine is positive. So in this quadrant, my cosine is negative. So when I do this problem, I need to remember cosine will be negative. Now in order to do this problem, I know my opposite and my hypotenuse. I need to know my adjacent. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. It doesn't really matter which one I put it in. So 4 squared plus b squared is 5 squared. I solve for b. B is going to be positive or negative. Because my cosine is going to be negative in quadrant 2, I'm going to have a negative 3 over a positive 5. I can write the negative with the numerator or in front of the entire fraction. Here I'm asked to solve. Solving means I need to find every angle and every side. I'm given angle 37 degrees. The remaining angle, that one's 90. The remaining one is 180 minus 37 minus 90. Or I could just say 90 minus 37 is 53 degrees right here. I am given this and I am given my adjacent side. I'm always going to use these two given values to find my opposite and hypotenuse. To find my opposite side, I know 37 degrees and I know my adjacent. This A is my opposite side. So which trig function uses adjacent and opposite? That would be tangent. So tangent of 37 degrees is my opposite, which is A, what I'm looking for, over adjacent. My variables on the top, I multiply both sides by 42.7. So my opposite is going to be 42.7 times the tangent of 37 degrees. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode. So this side is 32.177. Now let's think about this. My smallest side is 37, and this is 32.177. That's good. My medium angle has a medium length, so I know my hypotenuse should be longer than 42.7. So to find that hypotenuse, I know 37, I know my adjacent. I go back to what is given to me. Which trig function uses hypotenuse and adjacent? That would be my cosine. The cosine of 37 degrees is my adjacent over hypotenuse. I do my old switcheroo, so C is 42.7 over the cosine of 37 degrees. Put that into my calculator. I get 53.466 for my third side. I checked that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I made sure I checked. The cell tower is 192 feet tall. So this cell tower is 192 feet tall. How long would a guy wire be? A guy wire is a support wire that is at an angle, and if this truly was a full diagram, you'd have to have one over here on the other side as well. So the guy wire is attached 7 feet from the top. So off full 192, I have 7 feet right here. So what is left right here for my opposite side of my triangle? 185 feet. So I have 25-degree angle here, and I need to know the length of my hypotenuse. So I know 25 degrees, I know my opposite, I need to find my hypotenuse. That the trig function that uses opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So the sine of 25 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse. Do the old switcheroo, and I have 437.747. My units are feet. This said round to tenths, so I went ahead and rounded to tenths. You are not going to have to graph anything like problem number 26. Now let's take a look at problem number 27. I first enter this data into my calculator. Stat, edit. List 1, I am putting the months or the values 1 through 12. In list 2, I have my temperatures, 68 to whatever, so I have them all entered in there. Now I'm going to calculate, so second quit always takes me out of there. Stat, calculate, I use the up arrow to get to sine regression because it's near the bottom. Using the up arrow is a little easier. Okay, leave it at 3 iterations, list 1, list 2, calculate, and it's thinking, it's doing its job, and it comes up with this information. Now, you take the A and substitute it in for A, and the B and substitute B, C and D. But it asks to write a model that gives T as a function of M. So I want to say T equals all of that, and there's my M. So that's it. We are done with chapter 9.